This week on Nation's Business, we bring to you the highlights of government's assistance programs and development in the rural remote communities of the Northern Division, which is aimed at improving their living standards. Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama recently commissioned a $4.39 million bridge at Donggala in the Maduwata province, bringing great relief to the people living in the area. The new bridge will allow easy access for the communities who have been cut off for years. It is part of government's earnest progress in modernizing infrastructural development for the nation. Speaking at the opening, Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama says it is a critical area of national development that has been neglected in the past decades.
The Donggala Bridge has been transformed from a single-lane bridge to a modern structure with increased capacity that can support the single-lane traffic. Nearby communities will now enjoy a much safer and improved accessibility to health facilities, schools, markets and other public facilities.
Over the years, the old bridge has been giving problems and difficulties to the more than 2,000 Fijians living in Donggala and the surrounding areas due to its deteriorating conditions. The Donggala Bridge was one of the priority bridges identified by the Fiji Roads Authority, needing immediate replacement.
There's an old bridge here and it was very risky for the children and people to cross this bridge. And then now, at that time it was very hard for the farmers to take their proceeds to the markets and to town. And the cane farmers were facing a lot of problems cutting their cane to the points.
The bridge also now allows a safe crossing, especially for school children and sugarcane farmers.
With this new bridge, what we can tell that the truck drivers can take more tons to the Lambasamile, but before it was a little bit done because of tons.
And we are very happy, and the people and the children are very happy because they have easy access to the schools and market, and they have very easy access for cutting their cane up to the points.
In the past 4 years, government has opened and commissioned many projects in Vanua level, indicating its commitment towards providing better services and improving the living standard of all Fijians, particularly for those living in rural remote communities.
For the Northern Division alone, the Fiji Roads Authority has sealed 50 kilometers of the Nambowalu-Taketi Highway and replaced all 14 bridges along the 70-kilometer road. They've also sealed 30 kilometers of the Sabu-Sabu-Mbula Bay Highway and have resealed and rehabilitated roads in Lambasa town. Since 2014, the Fiji Roads Authority has also completed over 110 kilometers of resealing and 30 kilometers of rehabilitation of sealed roads annually. Each year they carry out over 150 kilometers of unsealed roads gravel build-up and sealed short sections of unsealed dusty road in front of schools, health centers and villages totaling over 6 kilometers per annum across Fiji.
Prime Minister Bainimarama says government understands the frustration, inconvenience and damage caused by poor road conditions on the older sections of road as potholes developed to extended periods of rain.
There has not been a reseal for more than 10 years in most of the roads in Fiji. And we have spent the last few years just revealing the mistakes of the past. We are now trying to create a new standard for our roads for the future. Roads that are too old and damaged need to be reconstructed to give them better strength, shape and waterproofing. We must also continue to protect and reseal the roads that still appear to be in good condition. If we don't, the roads will fall apart very quickly and need much more expensive reconstruction.
Due to the recent prolonged wet weather, it has been challenging for government to get the right balance. Prime Minister Bainimarama says it hasn't dampened the spirit but continue its efforts to build a better life for all.
Since December last year, Fiji has been affected by a series of tropical depressions. We had TDO4F in December, and as of this week, we are up to TDO14. that is up to 10 tropical depressions in 2.5 months. TDO4 delivered 3 times more rainfall received from tropical cyclone Winston. There are still years of hard work ahead of us, and my government will continue to build a better life for all.
It was a good time for the people living along the Thongeloa and Galamumu area to sit down with the Honorable Prime Minister and discuss issues and seek assistance for developments needed in the area. Most of the issues raised during the Talanoa sessions were solved there and then.
Atiko nambas. Iyo, sasa nambas. Sanga dolokan nambas. Sama takalele sarang nambas mo salban nambas. Naono. Nika daw do menale pas sasine nambas. Bagato ero tamatata. Meron mo naman na meron taon sa sine sa no nito ba si matiniwa.
Aresel ko may aresel nga ni ngone buli.
May aresel nga ngone buli.
May krebi na sa tu ni aresel na sud na aresel may aresel nga ni ngone buli.
Iyo.
Na sa taliwang tayo wala to na pasindiya.
Isa na.
Matatabi na tila.
Isa na.
Aresel only for school children because there's a mistiming of bus schedule, bus services here. So they'll come to you with the aresel.
Next up on this segment, we take you to the district of Namuka in the Upper Maduwata province to witness the opening of a new hostel, new dining hall and kitchen and the handing over of 3 fiberglass boats at Namuka District School. Namuka District School started from humble beginnings back in 1957 with 3 classrooms only for classes 1 to 4 and has been operating with a lot of challenges. The school has now extended its classes right to year 8 with a total of 46 students and 5 teachers this year. Through the assistance provided by government, the school now has 2 new classrooms, 3 new staff quarters and new concrete classrooms floors.
To the students, I urge you to work as hard as you can to take advantage of the benefits this government is giving you. Free schooling, both here and when you go to high school. Transport and bus fare assistance and boarding assistance. Scholarships and student loans are provided by government to encourage you to further your education at tertiary level at university or technical colleges, to be skilled and equipped for a better and fulfilling life in your future years.
The opening of the school's new hostel and dining hall facility will give the children of Namuka the best opportunity for their education given their remote location.
We have 23 boarders at the moment. 20 out of the 23, 12 are girls and 11 are boys. They are from 7 villages, starting from Watu Tikevi, and then Gelewara, and then coming down the way, Naua, and then Misongo, Rabuka, Dhondevo, Mutainadoi. So fantastic, and it's so humbling to be visited by the most honorable Prime Minister, and we're so lucky with the gift. Words can explain it.
The school has undergone several upgrades and improvements. However, this has now become a landmark for the people of Namuka.
With the new hostel, a new dining hall and a kitchen, I know many more will continue to receive quality education here at the Namuka District School. Government is committed to providing you with quality education, which starts from ensuring good education facility and excellent standards of the learning environment.
Meanwhile, following the opening of the new hostel and kitchen, the Honorable Prime Minister handed over 3 fiberglass boats to the 3 schools within the districts of Namuka to help in the transportation of students to school.
The 3 fiberglass boats for the 3 schools of Ndrua District School, Namuka Idake Primary School and Namuka District School reinforces my government's commitment to the education of our children and to ensure that no parent or student will have an excuse of not sending their children to school.
Before the boat, usually, because we are always having boats from the owners. At times we find it hard when we are still having classes. Boat owners are coming up and asking us when are the kids going to go home. At times we have to shorten our classes in school just to please them. Just in case if we don't please them, they're just going to leave us behind and the kids are going to be stranded on the island instead of going home. To the government of the day, thank you very much on behalf of the students, the teachers, especially the stakeholders and the board of the school for the assistance added to the school this year with regard to the new boat that the school has received.
In this segment, we bring to you the highlights of the opening of a training center for solar engineers in Ndongo and Nyarambali villages praise Prime Minister Bainimarama's visit. A state-of-the-art solar electrification training center will soon be built in Ndongo Madhuwata following the groundbreaking ceremony commissioned by the Honorable Prime Minister Orangem Bainimarama. The state-of-the-art college will replicate the Barefoot College in Rajasthan, India.
I must thank the Turanga Tui Ndongo for the initial gesture to mark a land in his community for this very noble project. My government has secured the lease for the 6.4 acres of land as part of our contribution to the Fiji Barefoot College. This project will replicate Barefoot College in Rajasthan, India, and it is an investment to the people of the north. The Fiji Barefoot College, which is the solar electrification training center, have been jointly supported by the government of India and the government of Fiji, and it will be the first of its kind in the Pacific.
The Fiji Barefoot College will be designed specifically for the rural population to provide an opportunity for the rural women with limited education achievements to undergo practical training in technical skills.
Ndongo will be the home of Fiji Barefoot College and certainly create a ripple effect in this province.
5 women who were trained in India in 2016 to become solar engineers will be lecturers at this new college.
Kito anting taki me kito lai bula ona India na buli na barefoot. Induna kena benakan kena yangan kena maitu kena korni bula barefoot. Wakana kena baraita kena selesu mana kena korni bula ma India. Ena maitoso na rawakan na iranong gitokani. Bambimbi o iranang ngone rambiu buli tu na lamani korba biti. Erna maitoso da kena rakila kata kana weka na buli di membaleta na sol. Kito kalunga tabali bona maramani nandong ni kito ulak me kito me babuli di ngana korri buli barefoot school in nandong. Barota na korri buli tu quarters, 5 na quarters. Patalaki na nina buli na korri buli ngo asing korni buli ngani nandong. E korni buli ni Pacific Ocean. Wasa Pacific na buli kereke. Erna me buli da na weka membaleta na sol. Mana liba taleso.
Veo manda taleta kavale busara na vikasa na mai voador niku ambaleta na ina kinito ale buli sa me babo tu kana taki na kena nanduri saranga na korni buli nge basi nanduri saranga na nongo yasana tino na nandongo ko o marotak sar kina vale. Okela na lebu sar nangoni sala ena vocabuli dir kina maramer na bukei talanga kina. Senga walanga ni kena buli na sola kena sangata kena sola e lebu tal na tambana ni buli ukila ena tiko talanga ena korni bulungo me baka kitu wale buli da talanga mai kia me baka na dula e shotale na bika ena yanga sara kana ron bukei resaranga na marama ertik vocabuli buli kita.
Through this facility, Fiji will be able to produce solar products and commodities that will make a difference to families and communities that may be without electricity. This is a new enterprise, as Fiji will be able to produce Fijian-made solar products by our own women, who will be solar engineers of a different scale.
From Ndongo, the Prime Minister travelled to the district of Vaturava to visit the villages of Nayarbale. Nayarbale village is tucked in the border between Dakonrobe and Madhuata province. The Honourable Prime Minister's visit makes him the first ever head of government to set foot in the village.
Ako turang at yung idera na inuliw. Ninong damatin po. Tuama ka ni Tanra. Ninong doon ang una. Muro na sirsong may ina.
Over the years, villagers of Nayarbale have been pleading with the past leaders to visit them for assistance in the development of their lives and living standard. The Honourable Prime Minister fulfilled their wishes and the villagers were overjoyed to see and meet the head of government.
I am very pleased to be here in Nayarbale village today to commission two major milestones for your village's development, this new Nayarbale ecological purification system and the solar home systems project. Being with you all today is a true joy for me, because any opportunity that I have to meet with ordinary Fijians in their communities serves as a reminder of why my government is so committed to uplifting our people. The water purification project, ladies and gentlemen, would not have been possible through technical assistance provided by the Japan Technical International Cooperation Agency, JICA. This project involves a comprehensive partnership between Fiji's Ministry of Works and the Japan International Cooperation Agency.
The opening and commissioning of the EPS water system and the solar electrification project was an important occasion as it recognizes and supports one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals of ensuring availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. The total cost of this project is over $37,000, which will benefit 182 villages.
It is also an indication of government's commitment, as outlined in Section 36 of the Constitution, and I quote, the state must take reasonable measures within its available resources to achieve progressive realization of the right of every person to clean and safe water in adequate quantities, unquote. The main objective of this project, I'm told, is to simply facilitate the cleansing or purification of water using natural methods. Conventional systems which are present mostly in urban areas rely on the use of chemicals and more expensive technologies to purify water. However, for this project, water is purified using algae and microbial activity, and this is one of the cheapest methods of purifying water. Thus, ladies and gentlemen, government's aim focuses not only on the provision of safe and clean water, but also on the use of cheaper, cost-effective and environmental-friendly methods of purifying water, especially for our rural population.
In our next episode, we will bring you more of the Prime Minister's tour to the Northern Division in ensuring that developments benefits all.